This is shallots. Shallots? Shallots, that's the word. I have never cooked with shallots before, so it was definitely intimidating at first just because it was something, I had never done before. But it's a lot like an onion. I just cut each side and then peeled it like an onion. So it was pretty easy. But anyways, this recipe called for 4 medium shallots. Once you peel it, then you're supposed to slice them. They definitely smell and have the same texture as onions. And they did have a nice spice to them, but it wasn't quite as strong or potent as onions. So I really liked that. I kind of wonder if I can use shallots in place of onions, like from here on out, because I am not a big fan of onions. But this seemed to be a less potent onion. Is that true? I don't really know. So anyways, peel them, slice them, and then they look like this when they are peeled. Alright, and I used organic extra virgin coconut oil in place of like your regular vegetable oil. So you need about 2 teaspoons, and you just put that in a big pot. And then I'm going to put in the sliced shallots and sliced celery and some salt, and you just cook that together for 10 minutes or until those shallots have browned. So that's what I'm doing now. Then you need 3 medium-sized russet potatoes. I used organic potatoes. You want to peel them and then cut them into about 1/2-inch chunks. So you saw I added a little salt there, and then I'm going to add the chicken broth, and you need 8 cups of chicken broth, and then my cubed potatoes are going in, and it is smelling so delicious right now. Oh, it just smells so good. After that has simmered for about 20 minutes, the potatoes get tender. And then I'm going to add 4 cups of chopped kale. So I added that in and give it a stir, let it simmer for about 5 minutes. And then we do something kind of weird. We're going to put it in batches into a blender to, puree it, I guess you'd say. But it was kind of weird to do this. I'll show you a clip and you'll see. So you can either use an immersion blender, which I don't have, or you can just put it into a blender. And I did learn from trial and error that the lid would pop up like this if I put too much in. So that was kind of an experience. That was so funny. So the next thing I did was I took a little bit more coconut oil and put it in the pan, And then I'm going to cook chorizo, and you need about 2 ounces of chorizo, and you just cook it on a medium heat as if you were going to cook it like for the chorizo burritos that I do for breakfast. So it was interesting that the chorizo here is not, it's just a garnish, really. You're just going to put just a pinch of it on top of your soup, and it really did make a huge difference. The recipe calls for a table of vegetable oil. Is it vegetable oil or olive oil? Olive oil. In with the chorizo to make it kind of greasy. But again, I use the coconut oil for that. My house was smelling so good. This soup takes a while, but it smells so good. So the next thing you have to do is squeeze the juice from a lemon, and this was the first time I've ever used one of these little juicer things, but so I'm happy I got this thing. I tell you, it's the little things, but this is awesome. So anyways, you need the juice from a lemon. You're only going to be using about a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, so I actually took the remainder and froze it. So this is what the soup looks like once it's pureed. And then for the last thing, you're just going to put in the lemon juice and half a teaspoon of pepper. Serve, and you just want to serve with a pinch of the chorizo on top as a garnish. It smelled good. It didn't look good, but it was delicious. So this video is going to be, what is this thing called? Where's it at? It's over here. Mustard crusted mini meatloaves with roasted apples. Looks like that. So the first thing that you need is ground beef, and I'm using bear meat, ground bear meat. So about 1.25 pounds of that, a small zucchini grated, 1/3 cup of seasoned breadcrumbs, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper, and you mix that in a bowl. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so there's my bear meat, grated zucchini, breadcrumbs, salt, and pepper, and then I'm just gonna mix this up. Alright, that's all done. Now I've got the oven going at 425. While that's going, it's 3 gala apples. Alright. If you're watching this, don't laugh, but this is my first time using this thing, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to core and cut into wedges for me. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh, I did it! That's cool. Look, I did it. Wow, I'm so glad I bought this thing. How nifty. Cool. Alright, so I've got my beef mixture, my apples, and now I'm going to chop up some fresh rosemary. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've never done this before either. I mean, surely that's talking about just these pieces. It does smell good. Okay. It says chopped. anybody ever tried to chop rosemary? This is a pinch, so that's probably a good pinch. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of this ground cayenne pepper. And a tablespoon of olive oil. The wedges. So put those there. And I'm going to take some of these out. I'm going to take 2 out. And Alright, so now they are well blended with that mixture. Now I'm going to make meatloaves out of my beef mixture, and I'll be right back. Those. So I've got my beef mixture, and now I'm going to make it into loaves. I'm using parchment paper on a cookie sheet because I recently found out that using aluminum foil, like the recipe recommends using aluminum foil, but that can actually, when the aluminum foil heats up, that aluminum can seep into your food. And aluminum is highly toxic and breaks the blood-brain, or goes past the blood-brain barrier, and it's just all around bad. Okay, so there's one. I hear you, baby. I think your grandpa just tried to call us back from when we called him earlier. We'll have to call him when Mommy's done. It smells really good. I know that this is gonna be delicious. I'm excited. And what's really awesome is that this is the meat my husband provided. No, true, he did. This is gonna be so good. I found this recipe in, I think it's a Good Housekeeping? I think so. For some reason the magazine, I haven't even subscribed to it, but the magazine sent me, well, they've sent me a couple of issues. And I've actually gotten 4 or 5 recipes from them, so I don't know how many more free magazines I'm gonna get, but I'll take them because I love new recipes. I love to try new things, especially if it's healthy. So there's my loaves. And now it says to arrange the apples around your loaves. So I'm just going to dump some here and some over here. A couple there, a couple there. I think this is going to be delicious. I'm so excited. Yummy thing. Alright. And then now it's going in the oven for 30 minutes. Dijon mustard. I need to put the Dijon mustard on the tops of my loaves. Now it's ready, but I just want to add that this was a sample that came in one of my bags whenever I picked up my online order from Harris Teeter the other day. So when I found this recipe and it called for the honey mustard, the Dijon mustard, I was like, ooh, I just got some of that. So now it's ready to go in the oven. Oh God, oh God. Alright, so my mini meatloaves, my mustard crusted mini meatloaves and roasted apples are done, and I just checked the internal temperature of the beef and it was over 160, so we're good and they're safe to eat. So now I'm going to tell you how they are.